everybody. Welcome to America's Podcast. I'm your host, Don Ledesma, and welcome to today's show. You know, it's been a kind of a somber one in a sense because, you know, we've been, everybody's been kind of on the edge watching this storm as it went through last night. And, you know, it was a horrible thing, a very horrible thing to witness. But, you know, we have to see what the power of Mother Nature, really, in reality. And that's exactly what it is. You know, sometimes we take advantage of that a little bit and we just kind of don't think about, you know, what it could be. But right now, thank you guys for watching. Right now, we're live on Rumble, live on YouTube, Twitch, and we actually live on Facebook. Thank you for watching today's show. This is America's Podcast, and you're catching us live on audio as well as on Spreaker. Go to Spreaker, go check us out. You'll see us there as well. We're going to do a short podcast just on video, you know, and I know you guys are listening out there on audio world as you're driving. Be safe on the road, and you know, just hopefully, you know, you get to your destination where you have to get to. Thank you, truckers. Thank you for all the linemen, everybody that's been out there since this storm has began. We really appreciate everything that you do. Now, before we get to this podcast going any more further, I want to thank our military. I always thank the United States military for their service, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Space Force, and the National Guard, who's out there right now during this storm that had just passed. And you know, it's even the Coast Guard, man. They have done they're doing a phenomenal job out there, helping and saving people. You know, and we thank all of you guys for being out there and helping these people. And that's for the ones that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. We thank you for that. That's because this is America. Y'all fought for America's flag, and this is what it's about. It's about patriotism, about loving America, and just everything American, man. You know, you just have to be proud of that. Really, in reality, that's what this podcast is about. It's about being proud of being an American. It doesn't matter if you're left, right, in between, in the middle. It doesn't matter. It just, what matters is being proud of what you're doing, right, as an American, right? So, you know, how do we fix this? You know, yesterday, as we were all watching this thing unfold, right, as far as the storm. I had some family that came in from, my sister-in-law came in from Georgia, and my brother-in-law from Ohio, right? And it's not because of the storm, they just came to visit, but the storm happened to be coming the same time. So when we got in last night and after we did everything we're supposed to do, we just turned on the Weather Channel, and lo and behold, we end up watching this storm unfold, right? And it unfolded we watched it for 4 hours, mind you. 4 hours. We sat there and watched as the water and the tides just kept coming up higher and higher and higher, as they were down first on the first level, and then after the first level started getting up there, it was kind of dangerous for these people on the Weather Channel. They started going up to the next floor up, or, you know, in these parking garages, right? And, you know, it was still dangerous for them to be out there. You know, there was a guy out there on a boat. They were calling him Lieutenant Dang, you know, from Forrest Gump. And he was out there in this little sailboat, and he was going to ride out the storm, man. And they showed him on there, and I followed him on X and everywhere on Facebook. And lo and behold, there he is, right? They're showing him this boat's just rocking back and forth as these storms are just plowing, man. They're freaking plowing through. And there's nothing that you can do but sit there and wait. I think this was his only home. So, you know, was it crazy for him to be on there? Yeah, it was, right? But what do you do, right? You know, people, this is their homes. This is what they do. And he was going to ride out the storm. Now, this storm, it had so many tornadoes inside of it. They've never seen a hurricane. And usually you'll get one or two little funnel clouds, whatever. But this one had major tornadoes inside of there, which I think did more destruction than the hurricane itself. Of course, those tropical storm winds were pretty bad. I mean, I live down here in South Texas and down here in Corpus Christi, and you know, I've sat through 3 freaking hurricanes, you know, major hurricanes, category 3 and 4. And was I crazy? Yeah. My family left. I stayed behind. I said, you know what? I'll just watch everything, you know, because you're always afraid of looters everything that you worked hard for. You don't want somebody, even if your stuff does not get destroyed, you don't want somebody to go in there and just, take your stuff. If you're not home, nobody's watching. I get, and this is what I was doing. Was it a smart thing to do? Probably not, because I don't know if you ever sat through 100-mile-an-hour winds, 120, and it sounds like a freaking train going by. It feels like your house is going to explode. And, when you're watching it, I have to close the windows, it was just, these were images and things that I remember from these storms that it just scared the living crap out of me at times. I stood there and watched it, though. And sometimes you second guess, did I make the right decision? Right. And do you or don't you? And a lot of these poor folks didn't make the right decisions, right? As far as that is concerned. And I'm just let me show you this video real quick. People caught these tornadoes out there, and people in the audio world, it's just going to be 3 tornadoes, almost like neck to neck with each other over the coast. Pretty intense stuff, man. Check this out. Wow. I mean, let's watch that again. There's 3 of them neck to neck. Look at that. Look. Wow. And it's like I've seen these kind of things because we live by the coast, these water spouts, things like that, and they're not. These things were pretty close in the as you're watching the thing unfold there, and that is insane of the actual intensities of these things that were coming through. Now I'm going to show you one more video, and this is going to be the actual tornadoes that ripped through a lot of these places there in Florida, different places there in Florida. There's a little compilation of the tornado activity that happened during the before it started. So watch this. Wow. Man, that was intense. I don't know how anybody can, sit there and that's a risk taker right there. We were watching these things unfold last night. All of us are, as we were watching the Weather Channel there, and they were showing a lot of these images of these tornadoes that were like literally touching down. Now, we've all been watching the news today, of course, since this morning, and there's been a lot of people out there helping one another. Now, this sometimes a lot of politics get involved in the in rescue, to rescue events for people that, that they really need the help right away, or they need to be on standby. Now, we already had a hurricane plow through there last week or a week and a half ago, and North Carolina, South Carolina, they're still needing the help, right? And a lot of times politics did get in the way of that. It's all over the news, man. So I'm not even going to tell you left, right, middle, whatever. We all watched it as it unfolded, right? And a lot of those people didn't get help for 10 to 11 days. They were trapped up on top of hills, and a woman was having a baby. The baby was a premature baby, and she actually had the baby right when the dam and the levee broke out there, and they got trapped, her and her 85-year-old grandmother, and the baby, it was already on the 11th day. They haven't had no food, no water, anything, and finally the grandmother, 85 years old, crawled up on top of a mountain, had to hike up a good mile and a half in order for her cell phone to work. And that's where they got the help, right? And, these are a lot. There's hundreds of stories like this, man. And they were talked about bodies all over the place. And this was from last week's storm. And lo and behold, we get this other storm that came through. And then people were talking about FEMA, how FEMA got involved. They didn't get involved, the $750, blah, blah, blah. Here we go, back and forth. And, it was there misinformation in there? I don't know. I think so. I think there was some misinformation on both sides, if they did get help or they didn't get help. Of course, I heard it from a lot of people. If you go to X, now look, a lot of people may not like that platform because it's Elon Musk, whatever, but that platform will tell you everything. They don't sugarcoat anything. They don't block anybody. It shows everything and all the stories and all the people. And of course, some things are really gruesome on there and it's not for everybody. But if you really want to know the truth, that platform is going to get to the nitty gritty and tell you exactly what's going on. And I hate to say it that way, but it's unfortunate that a lot of these platforms do block a lot of the information that comes through. Now, so we have Governor DeSantis out there talking about the misinformation and things like that. So I'm going to show you this real, you guys out there in audio world. It's going to be a little 2-minute clip of DeSantis. They were asking him questions about the storm that was about to happen, and they were all actually getting prepared, but it's pretty good, man. So kind of listen to his leadership and listen to what he had to say. Whether you like him or you don't, it doesn't matter. But he's going to talk about the misinformation about FEMA and all that. Here we go. So you were there seeing, I don't know if you guys heard it in the audio world, it kind of glitched on my end, but in video world, he's talking about how he got the help. He made an executive order for the folks out there to go back to their homes, even after it's all done. Of course, at their own risk, because it is your home. They're not blocking you from getting back into your home after all of this has happened. And, it's... he says just people came from all over to help. People in their F-250s, and they started picking up trash off the streets and debris, and they actually started bringing everything to the dump site. So there's people helping people out there, right? And that's what it's about, man. It's not about politics. It's not about anything like that. And in reality, you should put your politics to the side. When it comes to natural disasters and things like this, because, people just need a lot of help. They need a whole lot of help because, they've gone through something. They've lost family members, right? Some of them may have lost family members in this awful catastrophe that just happened. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. And they need help. They do need help. So, I want to just kind of give y'all just be human beings with each other. Really, in reality, is what I'm trying to say here. I'm sorry, I had a phone call come through, and help one another. Really, in reality, because this is exactly what the people need. Is they need help. Drop everything what you're doing. If you can, get out there, go help these people as much as you can. They need food, water, hot plates, everything like that. They need everything as possible. And, they're trying to get as much help, so that way they can get back get back to their lifestyle that it needs to be. So, you have to be ready to do these kind of things, right? And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are just trying to help as much as they can, and they do need a lot more help. And now, if you got time, get out there, go help them out, and try to do the best you can on just trying to help. Really, put your politics to the side, put everything to the side, and go help these people. I saw Biden talk the other day, or yesterday actually, about it. And they brought politics into it, that's, to me, that was just kind of the wrong thing to say when it comes to situations like that. Talking about FEMA and blah and all this stuff. A lot of people lost their lives out there. There's bodies still laying out there from the storm previously. That's the last thing people want to hear is politics. They just want to hear that they got help, out there. And there's a lot of people that have a lot of gratitude for the help. And let me show this quick video. This is the last video about this woman that actually got some help while during this storm last night, and she thought she was going to die. But let me put this on for you.
I just started walking because my girlfriend lives about 4 blocks from there, and I thought I could make it. And as I go about a block, the water comes up to here, and I'm falling down, and I'm yelling, and a gentleman comes out of his house, he pulls me in, and he says, "Get in here." He had no idea who I was, and his name is Roy, and I want to say, Roy, thank you for saving my life, because I almost died.
Yeah, that's pretty heartfelt. When I watched that a couple of times, I got a lump in my throat, because it's it's hard for these people. They had water up to their chest. There was people swimming in that stuff out there in Florida, man. Florida's not a very wide state, so a lot of that storm surge just went way, past their chests, and they had to walk through that. You got to remember, electricity's flowing through there, and that's probably how some people did pass away from that, because of the electricity. You don't know what you're walking into, or if there's a line, or there's a live line, and then you step into the water, and lo and behold, it's live, and there you go, right? It's just, that's the unfortunate part. But the good thing is there's good Samaritans out there helping people as much as they can to try to make it, right, and to try to help these people get out of these circumstances and situations that they're in. I just it's just hard for me to even talk about it, but I just don't understand how people put politics into this, and it shouldn't really be. There should just be one thing just to help Americans, and let's get it done. Let's just get it done. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about twice about it, right? I mean, why are we paying all these taxes, right? Into all this stuff. There's got to be money for these folks. They're for disaster reliefs, things like that, for they can at least get a hotel room or maybe an RV or something they can live in temporarily so that they can have, or even just rent or something that's borrowed or whatever, and just to put it on their property so they can at least live there until they rebuild, right? And this is what a lot of this tax money is for, right? And unfortunately, it gets political because of that, right? So what do we do to fix it? I don't know, man. It's like you can change presidents, you can change all kinds of people, but when it comes to money, it's always going to be one of those things. They're going to be playing with your money back and forth. So, and all DeSantis was saying was, all this misinformation out there is people are trying to make a buck off, the misinformation, and they want 1 million views. And I get it. This is how they get paid, monetized. And so this is all he was saying. But he was just saying, stick to the plan. What we're doing here is to stick to the plan with these linemen and all these people that they were getting involved in, because they were going to have this major catastrophe that was about to unfold, and they knew it. They knew it was coming, so they had to plan it. They had to plan it accordingly, right? And that's the hardest part, And it's just, how do we fix it? And the only way to fix it is for us to go out there and fix it ourselves. Unfortunately, this is what it's come down to. But the good thing is there's good people out there, and these good people are actually helping out there. They're helping this take place and unfold, and help these people, get their lives back on track. And I just hope that people keep on, calling, and helping these people, even donating, just make sure you don't get no scammer, because there's going to be a lot of these scammers are going to be popping up left and right to donate to these funds and yada, whatever. Just make sure you know what you're donating to, and make sure it's a secured fund and whatever you're going to donate. And, in other words, an organization that right? None of these little GoFundMe things, sometimes you just can't really trust that stuff. And this is the bad part about some people, that they end up using these to their benefits, right? These scammers, and then these contractors that go out there and they don't even do a good job. They just take the money and they run, right? There's going to be a lot of that, taking advantage of older people. You need to watch these people, watch who they are. I know you're in desperate need, but don't get anybody to do anything, especially when they want money, and they're going to take the whole bunch, everything that you got, and then they never return. So just kind of watch for things like that. And these are things that are coming, right? Because the money issues is what is going to hit a lot of these people. It's going to impact a lot of these people first. There's a lot of people out in Florida that they're not well off, man, and they live in these smaller, older homes, and, maybe RVs or wherever, that, they just can't make ends meet. So they still got to put food on the table, and they got to feed their families, and, everything's going to help as much as they can, right? So hopefully that, this, that, of course, FEMA and all these things, they step up and help these people a little bit more, and just get everything back the way it was. They started talking about the storms and this was created, and they're blaming the government for. Talk about that later, right? We can talk about conspiracy theories all day long, but that wasn't the time to talk about it. It was it was to talk about helping them like now, like yesterday, right? So now these people need to be helped like now. So if you guys can, anybody's in that general area, I thank you guys for being out there and trying to help these people as much as you can. And it's just one of those things. I hope that you guys can just do your best as human beings, a human compassion, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to need help, and I give you my applause 100% for the people that are out there that are just doing it out of their heart and just helping put everything back to normal the way it was. Now, is this the end of the storms? No, unfortunately not. We still got, I think, another week or two left of hurricane season, right? So we have to be looking out as far as that as well, right? Let's just hope and pray that nothing else comes through. All we need is a bunch of cold fronts coming through now. So we have a bunch of cold fronts coming through. It's going to push everything to the East Coast, and we're good to rock and roll from then on, right, to the following year. So let's just hope and pray on that, and I just hope that these people, like I said, get all the help that they can, and just there's going to be a lot of people that are going to voice their concerns after this is said and done. There's going to be a lot of finger pointing. There's going to be just crap happening on top of crap. Really, in reality, that's exactly what's going to happen to these folks. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen, right? Because it's not about that. It's not about finger pointing. It's about helping now, like right now, to these people that they just went through this stuff. When it hit here a few years ago, we lost mostly 60%, 70%. It's a little town called Rockport. It was almost wiped out, man. And when I went over there, I work in the HVAC department. So when I went over there, I had to go assess a lot of this damage for the air conditioning, because down here in South Texas, you need it. You need air conditioning. So when I went to go assess and do reports on a lot of these homes, these houses were gone, man. Not even the air conditioner was standing there anymore. This is how bad that these storms can be. If you live in the center of the United States or in the up north, or I know you get snowstorms pretty bad, and it's like a give or take. Do I live up north and go with the snow, or do I go down south and mess with the hurricanes, or do I go to the west, right, and just get all that water, fire, and floods, right? So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And unfortunately, lately there's been a lot of catastrophes, and we just can't, it's just happening, man. The world is changing. And I hope it changes for the better, really, in reality. And it starts with us first as human beings, and not beings, but beings, to help one another. And that's what it's about. So I hope you guys go out there, support all these people out there that have been hit tragically. We had many friends out there, as a matter of fact, and their families came out safely, thank God. And we got all the news and information this morning when we woke up. We checked on everybody, and everybody was safe, which is a good thing. But unfortunately, there was people that did lose their lives out there. And there's an article here from, let's see, this is from USA Today. So I believe from USA, they said they have 11 dead and 3.1 million in the dark. That's what's happening. So it's unfortunate that what happened to these people. Of course, you don't want any loss of life, but unfortunately, there was I believe 5 in one family, and then the other 6 were just kind of spread out everywhere else, but still, these people lost their lives, and they shouldn't have. But storms, it's unforgiving, really, in reality. It's just like the sea, the ocean, it's very unforgiving, and this is the scary part about living in these parts of the world. And I know this happens everywhere, but right now, let's just go ahead and pray for Florida, pray for South Carolina, and all these other, states that were hit a week and a half ago as well. And let's just get back to being Americans again, and let's all stick together and be patriots and work together as one, right? Because there's nothing else, better than us working together as one, regardless, left, right, in the middle, doesn't matter. Just work together and be compassionate human beings, and let's get this thing done, right? And let's do this right. So hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. I know it's not an enjoyable subject, but I had to bring it out today. I had to show you a couple of these videos because I thought it was pretty important that you guys see this stuff that's out there, right? And unfortunately, it just it took lives, and we just pray for those families, and our condolences go out to these families that lost loved ones out there, and it's going to be the hardest thing for them, because maybe they couldn't leave. I don't know if you saw the freeways. There was only one way in and one way out of there, man, and it was back to back, wall to wall. So there was just no way out of it. But and that was the unfortunate thing. But let's just, like I said, our condolences go out to these families, and let's pray for the best, and let's all stick together. Hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Catch us on all these platforms, audio, video platforms as well. We're on Rumble, YouTube. Right now we're on Facebook and Twitch live as on video podcast. All right, catch us on the next one. I'm going to be talking about war with Russia, all right? Nuclear or unclear, right? Unclear or nuclear. That's what it's going to be about. I'm going to get into details, deep details about what's happening with Russia, Ukraine, United States, Iran, all these things. I'm going to be talking about this on this next podcast. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. America's Podcast.